The following is a clip from Kentucky Sports Radio, which airs Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon on stations throughout Kentucky and streaming on iHeartRadio. To hear the entire episode, download the podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Aba Selm from Simon Kenton High School. Aba, that's how I pronounce your name, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you have made a decision as to where you want to go to college. So you have the floor and the ear of the state. Where will you be attending school?
I'll be taking my talents to the University of Kentucky.
All right.
Yay. All right.
So for people who don't know, Aba is an offensive lineman from Simon Kenton, one of the best players in the state. He now joins our good buddy from Taylor County.
Yeah, Hayes Johnson.
Hayes Johnson as a second commitment to UK's class. Aba, what made you end up deciding to go to UK?
Really, the staff there, I just have that great connection with them. With Coach Yenzer, Morrow, they're the guys you want to be around, help you develop, be the man you want to be after college. It's not just about NFL, really. Just really putting you in your footsteps to your next career.
This is a big piece of I know what Kentucky wanted on the offensive line. And you mentioned Marrow and Menzer. I think those were kind of the two folks, or Yenzer, excuse me, that were the two folks heading your recruitment. What are those two guys like, and what is it about them that made you say, you know what, I want to go play for those dudes?
Oh, they're great. They're very energetic. They really bring that hard work and focus to. They always check up on me. They're just great guys.
Got an in-state commitment today. Weird timing, right, Luckett?
Interesting timing. I like this kid a lot.
Yeah. No, and I make the joke because I don't think it was a coincidence. They're probably saving it up. I thought actually they were going to save up Hayes Johnson for, maybe potentially if Wu goes elsewhere. But put on his tape and just watch him. Like, he spends half the highlight reel just pulling down the line and blowing dudes up. Aba Selm, really, it's between him or Hayes Johnson as to who's the number 1 or 2 ranked players from the state of Kentucky.
This guy's number 1.
Yeah, he's number 1.
This guy's number 1.
And he is he freaking blows dudes up, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, just very interesting. Like, I hope we get eyes on him at camp, and I hope we can get some legit kind of measuring, like some length measurables and all that, because On3 has him listed at 6'4", 295. So I'm interested to see. I want to see him, like, I want to size him up in person. Number 1, like, he's an athlete. Like, he can move. Kentucky needs to get more athletic on the offensive line if they're going to run this outside zone scheme, which I still think is the plan. You need guys like this. He climbs to the second level with ease. He's a very good puller. He plays – when he does that, he doesn't get – like, he stays balanced, and he's able to latch on to smaller defenders and finish blocks. He shows power at the point of attack, plays within himself. In pass protection, like, there's a rep on his tape where it's a sprint out the other way, so you have to kind of work. You're working with the guard down the line, and you want to move your body. You want to move your backside towards where the quarterback is rolling to. Well, the defense runs like a guard tackle stunt, which is not super, like, it's a stunt you got to really kind of work together with your guard to pick up. He does a great job picking that up. He steps down, gets a good shot in on the end who's stepping in. He breaks off and gets the tackle who's wrapping around. It was a really good pass set. I think inside, like, he shows some really good, I think, play strength with strong hands. He's able to throw defenders to the ground. There's just a lot to like about him. And in the film post I wrote today, Nick, I typically don't do player comps in this just because it's so hard on the high school tapes. But, like,
especially offensive linemen.
Like, Kenneth Horsey, I think, is a real good comp for this guy. I think he can play guard or tackle at the next level. He's got really good positional athleticism. I don't know if, like, necessarily just power is his number 1 strength, But you do see him drive block guys off the line of scrimmage, which to me is like, when I watch these high school guys, one of my number one things is, all right, you're one-on-one head up, like Oklahoma drill in real life, right? Can you dominate the guy ahead of you? And he has a couple tapes of that where he's just straight drive blocking and gets a pancake block. Like, that's one of the number one things I look for in offensive line guys. I just think there's a lot here. I think he's a scheme fit at Kentucky. I could see him as a tackle at the next level if the measurements work out. And Kentucky needs tackles.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot to like about this kid. I really do. And I'm interested to see what he does camp-wise. I want to see him at a Kentucky camp, but if he camps in other places, I could see him potentially blowing up. Like, this is a guy that I think should be a 4-star prospect. I think there's a lot to like with him. I just want to know what his legit measurables are, height and length, to see if, because then you can really project him to play tackle. But I think there's a lot to like about him. I really do. Big
Yeah, and he's a Reds fan, Luckett, so you all can catch up and talk about who even plays for the Cincinnati Reds anymore.
That's a great question. Like, we could do a game. Does this guy play for the Reds?
Because they sold off. I mean, it was an absolute fire sale.
It's a AAA team.
But I'm. This is also a rarity too, where we get Luckett. I don't want to say selling out's not the right word, but you're rarely this bullish on a kid that's committing in February. I mean, it's rare. So
yeah, I like this kid a lot. I do. I do want to see how he develops, but there's a lot to like there. I think this is put a pin in this recruiting one. This is I think a big one. I could see a potentially ranking blow up for him if he goes through the full process.
Oh, over on the YouTube chat. Oh, go on, Luckett, before you.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, in the past, Kentucky, this is how they've won. Like, landing these guys, like these offensive linemen early, and getting them in, and then developing them and getting them on the field. I think it's specifically in state, landing these guys, and I count like Ohio too as these in-state guys from your home territory, getting them locked up early, getting them on campus, and developing, getting him on the field. And I think Selm, I definitely see a place for him, whether it's left guard, left tackle. Like, he's definitely going to be a guy I project to be a multi-year starter at Kentucky. I think there's a lot to like about him.
If you're cool like all the people in blue in the eruption zone, then comment and hit subscribe on KSR's YouTube channel. And go Cats!